Hey, hey. So today I'm going to share a meditation with you that I've been practicing for a while. It's connected into the life cycle of existence and the cycle that we live within here. I've spoken of this many times. It's to help ground in the new energies that are around us, and it's also to help stabilize us and anchor us into a state of coherence and unconditional love and stability as we travel through the end cycle and the rebirth into the next cycle that is coming this winter. So I've often spoken about the cyclical nature of all of existence, and this cycle feels particularly important and relevant. I've always felt since I was about 19, yeah, I won't say why. Um, the modern world and the modern humanity, it's like we're on a train heading straight for the edge of a cliff. And I've spent my entire adult life trying to figure out, as many of you probably have, trying to rationally figure out how on earth can we avert this disaster. And as all the statistics say, since the 70s, we haven't acted. We haven't done what we've needed to do. We haven't been, and also COVID showed us quite well how when something is enforced from the outside, we don't like it and we push back. It has to come from within us, and this is what's really important: is if any government over the world decided and started to try and implement the kind of things we would need implemented to avert disaster, I don't think there's a single country that would take those changes, because they would seriously inhibit our freedom and our choices. And so we're in this life cycle and we're heading towards a cliff. And somehow I feel optimistic. So many of us feel optimistic. So I'm just going to, a little backstory or a little explanation of the cyclical, just to help understand why I'm not entirely freaking out and why I feel really excited, actually. I mean, it's at times extraordinarily grief soaked, because there are terrible horrors taking place upon the earth right now, and they may increase as well, which, yeah, I don't need to go into that. None of us are stupid here. We can all see what's happening in the world. We can all feel, well, we all feel it in our hearts. And not many of us, nobody that I know wants it to be the way it is, but nobody I know has the answer either. And so there are these two polarities, these two energies within the cycle. So it's cyclical, it's a whole system. It isn't really dualistic, but it's polarized because it has a fullness and an emptiness. It has a birth and a maturity in a life, and then an aging, a decomposition, and a death. Okay, so it's about the life, death, life cycle of life, of existence. And we have it mirrored, it's fractal throughout our experience. It's fractal in our breath. Every breath goes through this cycle. We have that empty breath, which is akin to the death, and then we breathe in to fullness, the full breath, and then we breathe out again to the little death. Every night when we go to sleep, the day is another one. We wake up, that's like the start of the breath. We have our day, our fullness of the day is in the midday, and then again it starts to get dark and we enter into the night and to the liminal, and then we go to sleep, which used to be referred to as the petit mort, the little death. Okay, so that's the breath cycle, the daily cycle. Then you have the lunar cycle, the monthly cycle of the moon, which, or human women's menstrual cycle follows. And interestingly, we're the only mammal whose fertility cycle follows the moon. Every other mammal, well, I think it's every other mammal, I might be wrong, but every other mammal follows a solar cycle for their fertility. So this is an interesting thing for humans. So the lunar cycle is the month. Again, we go from dark moon, which is the same as the outbreath, and the winter solstice, the death. Then the moon grows, and as it waxes up to the full moon, there we get the fullness again, and then it wanes back down to dark moon. So again, it's this cycle of emptiness to fullness, emptiness to fullness. And then again, you have the solar year, where if you're in the northern or the southern hemispheres, we have this extreme of winter to summer to winter to summer. So winter's the death, summer's the fullness. And then again, we have our life cycle. We're born. This is our first breath. Do you notice we breathe when we get born? We're born, we grow, we reach full maturity and we peak in our adult years. And then we start to, our physical body starts to age and we get to death and we leave. So we breathe in, we breathe out. This is the cycle. So two parts of it are like the rising sun and the setting sun. So the Orient, the east, the rising sun, we are orienting and we are the Occident, the west. So we're occidenting. I mean, it doesn't really correlate to the east and the west lands on this planet, but never mind. So the east is very orientated, it's very focused. So I would say, I'd like to bring a correlation here, that the modern world is built upon the oriental energy, not the oriental of China and the Middle East and the Asian cultures, but orientation as in agency. We see where we're going. We have a light shining. We've got a map. We know what we're doing. This is very like the modern world is very patriarchal. It's very agency orientated. It's A to B. It knows what it's doing. It's creating and producing. It's very chung 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 now in the moment, always busy doing. Well, not in the moment, particularly very future focused actually. The occidenting is like the liminal, is the within. So the orienting is like the masculine energy of creation, and the occidenting is like the feminine energy of creation, the dark energy, the inner, and again the material. But in this, again, it's so polarized in this duality. So orienting is outward focused and charging ahead. Occidenting is inner focused and it's in the dark, it's liminal. It can't see, it has to feel its way. And so what this meditation is about, it's taken me a while to get here, I'm sorry about that. This meditation in the outer world, in the agency forward-facing world, in the train that is heading towards the cliff at great speeds, that, what to do? I don't know. But in the occidenting, in the liminal, in the inner, those that have been doing the inner work have been building something, have been creating something new, something that is going to carry humanity as the train goes off the cliff, which it may do at the end of this cycle. I mean, it has already started. It's been going off the cliff for some time, but we haven't really felt the impacts. And there are many that would suggest that the experience of the train going off the cliff is going to become a lot more apparent to us. And in the liminal, something else has been built. All right. You could call it I mean, this is just being silly now, but you could call it a cosmic quantum light ship. Okay, something we've been building our wings, we've been building our resilience, we've been building our ability to do it differently, find a different way to move through. And there is a way through. And this meditation is to anchor you into those new energies that have been building this this inner light ship. So as the train goes over the edge, we'll find out that we can fly. And yes, that sounds utterly ridiculous, but there's magic abound. We're realizing in this moment we're not physical bodies, we're actually pure energy. And when we realize that we're pure energy that is condensed, we're condensed light, and the density of that light is raising, is getting lighter. We already, this spring, this March full moon, we moved up a semitone in frequency. And so our physiology, our entire biology is changing right now. So there's so much that we don't know. And there's so much in the mystery, there's so much in the liminal, that everybody that's connected to that can feel this anticipation, this something's coming, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So this meditation is to help ground us into that which will carry us through. all the light codes, all the geometries. We've got so much information coming through the galactic current sheet, coming through the solar winds and the solar flares that are bombarding the Earth right now. Some of them are purging winds, some of them are new information. I can, I feel and experience each set of them coming in differently, but they're bringing information into our biology, into the plasma in our bodies, our waters. And then there's 3i Atlas coming through the solar system. And again, this is a timely, very timely piece of energy and information that's being brought into our solar system right now to support us in our awakening as we move through this tipping point, as we reach this moment of shift from the old into the new. And the reason this meditation is important is because when a new cycle comes in, at the beginning of the new cycle, it's often really fragile. And it's like when you're germinating seeds, you don't know if those seeds have germinated. And this is going to be the most challenging point of this bit of the cycle, will be next from winter solstice, or rather from Christmas, which is the rise of the return of the sun, the rebirth of the sun, the birth of Christ. Notice the similarities. Winter solstice, the sun stops moving. It's still, it's void. This is the death phase for 3 days, 2.5 days. And then on Christmas Day or thereabouts, the sun begins to increase its light once again. But it's very gradual. And from December, January, February, although we've began the new cycle, it's really fragile. So this light ship that we're building within us, this light body that we're creating, if in January you metaphorically went out and jumped off a cliff to go, look, I can fly now, we're in the new cycle, you would probably crash and burn. And as the train goes over the cliff, there will be the tumbling. And if during January and February things in the outer world get really crazy, hold your center. Practice these meditations like this one and others that will anchor you into the trust, the radical trust, fearless love that we need to come through these times. So January and February, I don't know what will happen. I often have wobbles at this time because it's a really fragile time. In our ancestral DNA, this was the hunger gap, when we would have been running out of food and not knowing if our elders and if our poorly people and if our new babies were going to survive the winter. So there's almost like ancestral anxiety in this period of time. And with what's going on in the world, it could be quite challenging. So I encourage you, please use this meditation. Please use every tool you have to carry yourself through those months as centered as you can. Watch as many Joe Dispenza or all the people, all the speakers that you love. Nassim Haramein, I loved. Zach Bush, listen to all, and Pam Gregory, all the great guys, Emilio, listen to them to keep yourself grounded and keep yourself anchored into the fearless love and the radical trust that we need to come through this time, because we have built something, we are building something within, and it is going to spread our wings and help us fly. But we won't start to fly until spring equinox. So the spring equinox in the cycle is when the light finally returns, when we can really feel it, and when the switch goes on and the energy, the solar energy begins to be really clearly felt. So January, February, start of March, the roots are going down. The roots are going down. It's not time to pop your little sprout up into the air and go, hey, I'm here, because the frost will come. And it will go, oh, you're here, are you? No, you're not. I've just frosted you. So again, it's a really fragile time. Okay, so the meditation that I've got for you. Oh, and also, yeah, no, I don't even need to go there. I've actually written notes for this because I don't usually write notes, and there's a lot here that I want to make sure I don't miss too much. So what is this meditation about? I've actually got a little, I'm not that technologically advanced, as some of you may have realized. And I could have spent a while. I wanted to have a little visual aid to help you with this meditation. So rather than spend hours messing around on AI trying to get that nonsense to work, I know many of you are, and that's lovely and that's great. And I hope you have a fab time. I'm getting really bored of it. My God, the amount of videos that are just blah, blah, AI nonsense. Anyway, so sorry, AI, don't mean to be rude. Here we are. Here is my beautiful little picture. And you will see we have got here in the middle a golden stake, like a upturned, inverted pyramid of gold, going from above our crown all the way down through our center. So our central meridian system, our central channel is right smack bang down through the middle of it. And this golden anchor, this golden stake goes right down into the earth. And at the bottom of it, we imagine a fine, fine, fine thread going all the way to the core of the earth. And on the top here, we have, it's a slightly concaved top. It's a pyramid, so there's 4 corners to it. And a slightly concave top where this lotus sits, if you can. Visualizing isn't that important. I will say it doesn't matter if you can visualize or not, just have a sense of it being there. It doesn't have to be clear, it doesn't have to be strong. So yeah, we're going to have, and this round thing behind us, oh, this is just the earth. I've just got the earth behind us because it represents as the energies come down, as the energies come down, I need to just look at it. As the energies come down, the physical body is elevating and is being lifted up. So again, we've got this kind of dualistic downwards and upwards motion happening simultaneously, which is kind of how it all works. So in the visualization, you've got this golden, like a golden stake, and it's got 4 sides, one each side, front and back, and the top is about 6 or 7 inches above the head. And on top of that, you can imagine, if you can imagine a lotus, you don't have to. Inside the center of the lotus is the soul star chakra. So you could just imagine a radiant sphere of light up above there. And the concave nature of it is kind of like being like a receiver, almost like a big satellite dish above you. So we have that coming down through us, going into the earth. And this is what is connecting us to the sidereal, the solar, the receiving of all these energies coming in and going all the way down into the core of the earth to anchor it into Gaia, because we aren't separate from her. So as that's there, yeah, and again, just hold it gently. It's not, and also you're not being staked by a big gold thing. You're just there. This came through to me during COVID when I was quite wobbly at times in COVID. It was a bit challenging because should the totalitarian agenda have rolled out fully, I might have ended up in a not in my home, somewhere else. But so every now and again, I got a little bit disrupted, and the universe just kept giving me this image of the golden anchor, the gold stake, just saying, be like this, be like this. So I'm sharing this in this meditation today. It isn't an essential aspect of it, so if you struggle, don't worry. The greatest thing of this whole meditation is stay relaxed, stay at ease, and relax. Don't worry. Nothing matters. If I say instructions or I say cues and things that you don't agree with, just leave them. Don't worry about it. It's all completely fine. So let me just see. Okay, and also the way this practice works, I've spoken about the cyclical. So this meditation is like a cycle in itself. So it's a beautiful way to reset, because you're literally creating a mini cycle within the cycles. We're using breath work in this, and the reason I love using the breath work is because whilst we're doing the conscious connected nose breathing, it's like, it's kind of a bit like when you update your phone. You've got the update as you're bringing in the new information, okay? Then it goes installing. So we're breathing. That's the biggest part of the practice. We're breathing, and I'm guiding you through bringing in certain cues, centering in the heart, coherence, and then receiving of the new codes and the energies that are present at this moment to help and support us. And then after the body of the practice, at the end of, say, 10-15 minutes of the connected breathing, we breathe out and we leave the breath out. Okay, and you leave the breath out on an out retention, like you hold the breath out for as long as you possibly can. And it might even get to the point where you're really wanting to breathe, and if you're okay to do it, if you're feeling resourced, if your body is strong and healthy at the moment, just hold the breath out for as long as you can. You can even tense up the body like you're squeezing every last bit of oxygen out of the cells in the body before you take the last breath in. So after you've done the breath hold out, then you take a deep breath in through the nose. You hold that for about 20 seconds, and then you breathe out. And that's essentially the end of the meditation. You then allow your breath to become, to find its own rhythm again, and you let yourself settle. I will say at a certain point in the meditation to pause the video because I'll continue talking afterwards, just for aftercare and all that lovely stuff. So, conscious connected breathing through the nose is where there's no pause. So again, this is optional. If you just want to breathe naturally throughout the practice, fine. Especially if you're a woman and if you're in your menstrual cycle, be really gentle. Perhaps just nose breathe naturally. Don't engage the conscious connected breathing. If your nervous system's feeling fragile, if you're feeling really under-resourced, if you're wobbly, if there's loads of drama going on, maybe don't do the connected breathing. Just breathe gently and allow yourself to do a more soft version of the practice, really focusing on the connecting in and the centering. Okay, if you are feeling more resilient, if you are feeling resourced and more stable, and if your nervous system's feeling great, then bring in the connected nose breathing. This just kind of, I guess it kind of ramps things up a bit, and brings more energy into the system. I really enjoy doing this 15 minutes of the conscious connected nose breathing every morning. I find it really grounding and stabilizing, and it wakes me up and it energizes my body and my mind really beautifully. So it's a very lovely breathing practice just to do every morning. But again, if I was in my bleed or if I was feeling wobbly, I might not do that. So check in with yourself. And also this is a practice to be done with your eyes closed. So, all right, let's see. Okay, so just pause the video if you need to get things sorted, if you need to go to the loo, whatever, and then come back and we'll begin. Okay, so just allowing your body to settle, making any adjustments, feeling that your body's fully comfortable. See if you can have your knees slightly lower than your hip joints. And please be seated. This is a practice that's best done in a vertical position. So either sit comfortably on a chair, or if you're a meditator, sit comfortably on the cushion, and just have it so that your lower back is gently upright, your shoulders are relaxed, and your neck is slightly lengthened, so your crown's reaching up a little bit to the ceiling. But all in all, your body is gentle and relaxed. Okay. So if you gently close your eyes and just feel the natural breath in your body. Just feel the breath slowly and gently moving through the body in its own rhythm. And just see where you're breathing. Are you breathing shallowly? Are you breathing deeply? Are you breathing in your chest, in your abdomen, or both? Just take a moment to track and feel into your natural breath. And then I'm going to invite you to just, if the breath is shallow, to just draw the diaphragm down more in the breath and bring in some diaphragm breathing. So your breath becomes a little bit deeper. And you can really feel that downwards pull as you breathe in. And now as you use the next 3 out-breaths, I'm going to invite you to just drop down through the body with each out-breath, so that by the end of the 3rd breath, you're at the base of the body, where the body is connecting with whatever you're sitting on. And just feel that pressure, feel that connection. Feel the pressure as the buttocks sit on the chair or cushion, and the feet if they're placed on the floor, just feeling that connection. And then just allow your awareness to sink below into the earth and have a sense of the earth below you, holding you. As the gentle press of gravity holds you to the earth. And then with the next in-breath, breathe your awareness back up through the body, up through to the crown of the head. And again, gently lengthen the crown towards the ceiling, the chin slightly tucked. And as you breathe out, just allow a wave of relaxation to wash over the whole body. Relaxation washing over the whole body as you breathe out. So we're going to now just call in some protection. I want you to imagine a bubble of protection surrounding you, about 15 foot in diameter. And imagine this bubble of protection like a radiant sphere of light surrounding you. This is your sacred space. Nothing can enter here that is not for your highest good and the benefit of all beings. You can call in and invite those ancestors and beings and guides that support you and help you on your journey, beings that are there in support of your highest good and work for unconditional love and divine will. Only beings that are working in support of those energies are able to enter your sacred space. So if there are beings and supporters that you wish to call in, invite them or become aware of them at this point. And know that they are here in full support of the work you're doing as a living, breathing, embodied being. Now imagine or sense the golden inverted upturned pyramid with the flat, slightly concaved surface about 6 or 7 inches above the crown of your head, and the 4 sides of the pyramid to each side of your head, the front and the back, coming down through the body and slowly, gently into the earth, reaching into the earth a few feet below you. If you are above ground, 2nd floor, or in a flat, simply imagine this golden stake stretching and lengthening until it reaches the earth. And once it's buried into the earth, imagine that beautiful fine thread of gold reaching all the way down from the tip of the stake down into the core of the earth. And as you sit, feeling the breath gently moving through the body, sensing that axis of the golden stake connecting you to the earth and the sky. And feel the open end of the stake above your head with the lotus flower seated, nested within it, and the radiant soul star chakra nested within the lotus, radiating light above your head. This is the abode of your higher self. And your higher self is in this meditation going to be like a door person, like a bouncer. And you can ask your higher self in this moment now to only allow in energies that are manageable for you at this time. So you can say, higher self, only receive and allow in energies that my body and mind are able to manage at this time. As we open ourselves to be receptive to all the solar and sidereal energies, all the new light codes and information that is presently around us and in our solar system at this time. So now as we bring our awareness back to our heart center and the breath moving in and out of the body, feeling the gentle expansion as we breathe in and the letting go and surrender as we breathe out. And just allow yourself to feel the fullness of that dance, of the expansion and the letting go. Breathing in and breathing out. So we're going to engage the circular breathing now, the connected breathing through the nostrils. So this simply means that your breath, you drop the pause between the in-breath and the out-breath, and between the out-breath and the in-breath. So the breathing is consistently happening. There is no stillness in that breath. There is no pause in the breath. You are breathing in and out, and in and out. A natural flow as you work the energy and you work the breath. This is an activated breath, so you are drawing the breath in and releasing the breath out. But just as the end of the breath comes, breathe in again. Do not pause, do not stop, just keep that breath flowing. If you begin to feel lightheaded or dizzy in the process, or pins and needles appear in the body, then just slow the breath. Keeping it connected, but just allowing it to be a little bit slower if you start to feel dizzy or disorientated. So keeping that breath flowing. And as you're breathing in and out, feel that focus being surrounded and centered in your heart space. Feeling the expansion and the release. And as you're breathing and the flow is moving in and out of your body, feel yourself connecting to a deeper stillness within the movement, a stillness in the center of the movement. As the movement flows in and out, as the cycle circles around, as the dance of life takes place around you and within you, remain connected to that central point in the heart space. The point, the midpoint, the point of relationship, where the above meets the below, where the inside meets the outside, where the self meets the non-self. And as you're breathing, as you're feeling yourself in that flow and movement, also hold yourself gently connected and aware of that center, of that equilibrium, of that midpoint. Breathing, moving, dancing, and yet also still. That place within you that has been looking through your eyes and listening through your ears and feeling through your skin, your entire life. It was born fully formed and fully bright and aware in the very first moment you came into this world, the very first breath you took. You were already fully present. Connect into that presence. Connect into that still point that has been watching and experiencing through you your entire life, untouched, unperturbed, untainted, and uncorrupted by anything that has taken place. This is the jewel in the lotus. This is the nature of mind. This is the sky, untainted by the clouds that travel through it. Connecting into that still place within you whilst feeling the breath moving and flowing through your being fully embodied and yet fully present. This is connecting us into that ability to be in the flow, in the movement, whilst connected to the still point, connected to the witness, connected to the nature of mind, whilst being fully engaged in the world, in the flow, in the movement, and in the dance of the cycle of life and death and life and death, as the breath breathes in and out and in and out. And from that place of centeredness, from that place of coherence, of unconditional love, free of judgment, and yet clearly discerning what is true in each moment, we're going to open ourselves now to invite in and draw in the beneficial light codes and the new geometries that are here present in our solar system at this time to support us, to help us in the liminal, to build the inner framework of that which will carry us through. Breathing in the information, breathing in the new patterns, the new behaviors, the new ways of being that are installing themselves into humanity's morphogeneric field at this time. Breathing in, welcoming in, allowing the upgrade to take place, taking these new geometries, installing them into our plasma, our waters of our bodies. Shedding the old discordant energies, allowing those to be released and freed from our systems as these new light codes come in, bringing coherence, bringing beautiful, exquisite geometries, complexities that we've never thought possible before into our being, into our bodies, into our physical, mental, emotional, and energetic spiritual bodies. As we breathe them in, we allow them to enter in, keeping the breath flowing, keeping the movement of the breath flowing in and out, anchoring us into our bodies as we bring these new energies and light codes into our form, allowing them to upgrade our physical bodies to the higher frequencies, to the new geometries that are awakening and becoming active upon this earth at this time. Breathing, flowing, welcome in the resourcefulness, the resilience, the coherence that these new geometries bring to us, anchoring them into our being. Only bringing in those codes and energies that you are able to manage at this time. And as those light codes come in and enter into your being, into your bodies, imagine all the old outmoded ways of being, habits, behaviors, thought patterns, and structures breaking down, fracturing, just collapsing and crumbling as they leave your body, in the form of smoke and liquid and gases. And the moment they exit your body, they immediately turn to dust, crystalline dust that is blown and swept away by the solar winds passing through the earth, taking away those old outmoded ways of being to other parts of the universe that need those dense frequencies. releasing and shedding, turning to dust the moment they leave your body and being swept away with the solar winds to a place they can be helpful. Continuing the breath, allowing the breath to flow through the body, pulling in and pushing out, being comfortable in the polarity, being connected to the wholeness of the unity of the whole cycle. The light and the dark, the place and the roles they play, the great perfection that is the whole thing, the whole process, the wholeness. Breathing, grounding, breathing in coherence, balance, harmony. Releasing the old, the discordant, the discombobulated, shedding it and letting it go. Breathing in the new, breathing out the old, releasing and letting go. Keeping the breath flowing. Imagining the new light codes and the new geometries nesting into your plasma, into the waters within your body, into the lymphatic, into the blood plasma, into the myelin sheaths that surround your organs, the melanin sheath. The sheath that transmits light throughout your body, transmits the information that is now being upgraded and renewed, ready for the transformation that is upon us. And as you breathe this new information in, see it flowing down through the golden anchor, through into Mother Earth, all the way down to the crystalline core, as she also has been picking up all of these new frequencies and energies. And know that you are anchoring them into the morphogenetic field of humanity, so that these new behaviors, these new patterns, these new ways of being are firmly anchored for the whole human race to access. As the old falls away, the new reveals itself. In love. Choosing love every step of the way. All we have to do is take the next step. Take the next step. I choose love again and again. As the new light codes awaken within us, as the new light codes and the new geometries establish this way of being within us, all we need to do is take the next step, take the next breath. Continue to breathe into the heart, into the coherence that is within, that has always been within you, but is now revealing itself so fully and so clearly to us all. So we're coming to the end of the breathing practice. So in a moment, you will take a breath out. I will count you in for this. And as you breathe out, just allow your whole being to relax in stillness. So 3 more breaths. And as this last breath breathes out, breathe yourself with it. Disperse. And rest in the stillness. Rest in the void, in the emptiness, in the mystery, and in the not knowing. As the new light codes install themselves into your being. And in your own time, when you get to the end of your capacity to hold the out breath, when you're ready, take that in breath through the nose and hold for the count of 20, feeling your body and your being come back online, being fully reset with all the new information you've just received. As you come back online, this is the start of the new cycle, awakening within your being. And after you've held that in-breath for the count of 20 or thereabouts, simply allow your breath in its own time to find its natural rhythm once again. Feeling the fullness of your physical body as the breath naturally breathes. If you wish to rest in this for some time, please pause the video here as I will continue to speak. So giving thanks to your ancestors and guides for being with you in this practice. And remember that you can always call on them and ask them for support and help. If you need grounding, go outside after this practice. It's really good to do grounding practices. If at any point in the next period of time you feel unsteady and unstable, nature is a beautiful way to connect and ground. Sit with your back up against a tree, talk to the nature, talk to the trees. If you're alone, if you don't have many friends, reach to nature for company. Make a fire. I find fire to be a beautiful friend and companion when I don't have any human friends to sit with. So, but as for today, as for now, please drink extra water today. Walk around barefoot on the ground if you're able to do that, outside to ground yourself. If you're not, maybe shake for a little while once you get up from this practice. Just shake and really feel your body stretch. If you have a physical practice or a movement practice, this would be a great time to do some movement to bring you fully into your body and fully activate and allow to ease in all that we've just brought in that practice. So this practice is very for bringing in the new information from now all the way up to the winter solstice. Really amazing opportunity to bring that information in before the new cycle begins, and then also from the winter solstice through till March, to ground in, to find coherence, to activate and to continue bringing this information in and stabilizing it within our beings. So this practice is like worth doing throughout from now until spring equinox. And then hopefully from spring equinox, you won't need it so much as a support because you will be experiencing the benefits and the grounding of this practice. So I hope that was useful. I hope some of you will practice this, obviously. If you struggle, if it brings up anything, it can also, a little caveat, a bit late for the caveat now, I should have put this at the start. It can bring up things as it moves and releases things. It can also bring tenderness, it can bring grief, it can bring situations in your outer world to help with the resolution and the clearing of unresolved problems, traumas, things locked within the body. So even though we release the energy, often there still has to be a process, a conscious process of recognition and release. So please, if you need to reach out for support, my videos generally don't go viral, so write in the comments and I will generally see them and respond within a sort of like 12-hour period, as long as I am able to. But yeah, take care. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you again in another video. Thank you.